Evelyn to Philip, December 20th, 1942, 3:10 p.m. My sweet, speaking to you last night was sheer joy. I was overjoyed to hear your furlough was moved up a week. How dare you keep it from me? But is it good? I wanted to be sure that I was completely healed before I attempt to satisfy you and me both. I'm sure you don't know what I'm talking about. God only knows when I'll see you again after this coming furlough, so naturally we're not going to waste any time. Oh, my precious baby, I can hardly wait. I hope for both our sakes that I'll be able to do what it's been my desire, page 2, to do to you since I became well. Running up and down the stairs has started my flow, and I must stop completely before doing anything. It's advisable to wait 12 weeks, but as my mom says, who's going to wait that long? It's okay after 6 or 8 weeks, as the doc said, so I think we're safe. Be patient, dear, and we'll both soon be rewarded. Shortly after your call, Jack N. called. I thought I made it clear about his moving out. At any rate, Lenny sent him a 16-page letter. Can you imagine Lenny writing that much? In which he starts off, I hear, Jack, from Anne that you are to take your first physical. Page 2. This was the first news Jack had about having to take his first physical. That's all he knows about it because he hasn't yet received Anne's letter. As soon as I have more definite details, I'll surely let you know. Jack doesn't think he'll go, but I think he's being too optimistic. Lenny passed a test for decoding work, but has learned that after 3 months of schooling, one is shipped abroad and is stationed in a combatant zone. What he is going to do is still a mystery, too. A lot of details are still unknown by me. I'll forward, page 4, all details as soon as possible. I've asked Jack to make an 8x10 of that picture you have of me. When you come home, I want you to take a good picture in your uniform, and we'll put both pictures, you and me, in a double frame. He's promised me he'll make it. I'm going to try to get him to make a few pictures of me and the baby. Keep your fingers crossed, and maybe he'll come through. Jack S. has been working diligently on that picture for over the crib, and it's nearly completed. It's very attractive, but I'll feel better when the stamp of your approval is upon it. Talk about, page 5, freezing weather. I hear it was 0 here in Philly today. We've been running the heater at 75 degrees, but don't tell anyone. Even at that high temperature, it's difficult to keep the house comfortably warm. I keep our room at an even temperature, usually 68 or 70, and I have the window open whenever possible. Little Adele was hungrier than ever today. I changed her formula to 4 ounces today, and tomorrow she gets cod liver oil, which is terrifically expensive, and orange juice diluted with water. When Ethel was told of her fine behavior, she said, golly, my baby was never like that. She only, page 6, cries when there's a reason for doing so. I've gotten to know her so well, I can actually tell what's wrong with her. She's been a perfect little lady so far, and is a very regular baby as far as habits go, which is a good sign of health. She has been troublesome at times, but I found there was a reason for it. It's very difficult to describe her looks, for she looks different to me each day. I want you to see her yourself, sweet. I got your Thursday letter today, also the application. I won't send it in yet, not till I think it is necessary for me to return to work. They sure are, page 7, hard on the soldiers. And I feel so badly to hear how you must suffer. Oh, when will this GD war be over? Of course you're forgiven for not writing earlier, my darling. When it can't be helped, there's no reason why I should kick. You're so sweet and thoughtful about everything that no matter how or what you do, it's okay by me. Just stay as sweet as you are, my good-looking daddy, and I'll always love you to pieces. I'll send a money order along tomorrow, and you should surely have it by Thursday. Thanks, honey. Page 8, for being so kind about the money, but your needs are really first. I'm borrowing $20 from Harry, so I'll have some money on hand. I think my next month's check won't even cover our expenses. If you need money for train fare, let me know at least a week ahead so you can get it in time. I expect my check about January 6th. Lil called and gave me a few good ideas about how to do certain things concerning the baby. She intends to be here, page 9, on Tuesday night with Myra. Mom is okay, except that her throat is still giving her trouble. I caught up on my correspondence today by writing to Ben, Milton, Carl and Ann, and you, my adorable. My mom is still doing my wash daily, and today I made the baby's formula for the first time. I've been taking it very easy since I came home, but I think it's best that I do. Most new mommies are dead tired the first 2 months, but I've been feeling fine insofar as sleep and routine go. Please, page 10, let me know when Eddie's package arrives. I hope it reaches you before Christmas. I was glad to hear that you two caught up on your correspondence. I hope you sent a card to Nick. Do you think, dear, that I'll hear from Sharp and Dome soon? Why the delay? I thought it became effective at once. Good night, my love. You are the shining star and guiding light by which the lives of us is built. Never let it fail. We love you dearly. Keep well, and God bless you, Evie. Philip to Evelyn, Sunday, December 20th, 6:30 p.m. Precious Chippy, just came off KP and want to get this in the mail before I relax. Yesterday I went into town early, had lunch, and went to the movies, where I saw 2 dandy pictures. Drew Barrymore, Rob Cummings, Kay Francis, and others in Between Us Girls, and H. Bogart and Mary Astor in Across the Pacific. What a double feature. Directly on coming out after the show, I had supper and then went shopping for Christmas cards. After I found them, I proceeded to the YMCA, where I addressed and mailed them. Then it was time to call you, my sweet, and very sweet it was to talk to you, especially your aha, which made me want to dash home immediately, if not sooner. You're an angel, baby, and a very wise little wifey who knows instinctively the right and endearing expression to use when her adoring but indiscreet hubby asks her an impossible question, even if it were in innuendo. Do you have any idea whatever, honey, what that coy aha did to me? But of course you do. It was too perfectly acted to be anything but intentional. And page 2, no one simulates without an end in view. And I know your purpose only too well, baby mine. Allow me to congratulate you on your success. It sure did the trick, as my reaction mentioned previously will testify. Am I boring you? I'll bet. When I left the Neal House, which is the hotel from which I called, it was snowing heavily. What's more, it continued to snow till 10 a.m. today, and the snow is pretty deep. There is nothing to report of any consequence, except that your letter of the 17th arrived this morning, and very heartwarming it is, too. It just occurred to me to ask, who is washing the baby's diapers, and how many, and are they much trouble? I sent Nick, I forgot his last name again, a card immediately after talking to you. Then I stopped in at the club, where the boys do their drinking, had a sandwich and a glass of beer. I couldn't afford whiskey. Chatted a while with Private Zandel and caught the bus to camp, arriving at 10:15. Which gave me a good night's rest for today's tedious KP. You ask if I got paid for November and how much. The answer is yes, and $16.10. Right now I have $1.05 between me and penury. Good word. My love to all. Good night, my lovely, naughty Evie. Kiss our sweet little cherub for me. Your Phil. Ruth Paller, Evelyn's sister, to Phil, December 20th, 1942. Dear Phil, how are you? You'll have to excuse me for not writing sooner, as I was busy helping Mrs. Warren and your wife. The reason I underlined the word was because I used to help Mrs. Warren. Mrs. Warren needed someone to scrub the floors and wash the windows, so she got in a maid, which meant that I would not be needed any longer. Page 2, knew that a job like that would not last very long. I don't know whether this will interest you or not, but to add to my collection of movie stars, I have received pictures of Janet Blair, Tyrone Power, Linda Darnell, Roddy McDowell, Jane Wyman, Rita Hayworth, Joan Leslie, and Olivia de Havilland. By the way, I'm not going to stay for anyone New Year's night. Why? Because Goldie's 17-year-old brother is going to come here for New Year's Day, and as Goldie said, he is very anxious to meet me. He is tall and lanky, and his name is Murray. Is that enough description to keep you satisfied for the time being? Evelyn is here pestering me for the fountain pen, so I guess I will have to end this letter. Everyone sends their regards to you and hope to see you soon. Love, Ruth. Page 4. P.S. Even your brand new daughter, Adele Barra, sends her regards to you. Adele is going to follow these New Year resolutions she has made. 1. Not to cry when unnecessary. 2. To tell mother when she has to go instead of wetting her diapers. 3. Not to pull every thread of hair from her mother's head. 4. To be a good girl. 5. To cry good and loud when Daddy is on the phone so he can hear how I yak.